looking at the time I have and what I need to accomplish in that day, I have to make a discipline to wake up early.
Was the discipline something that you always had, or was it something that you had to be kind of forced into?
Go back 20 years, right? If you go back 20 years, or let's say if you, what would you do? Is there anything you feel like you would have done differently? On today's episode, we had a sit down with somebody who means a lot to me, a role model, a person that I look up to. He shares his experience about what kept him disciplined for a very, very long time. He also talks about how to stay away from distraction. He shares about his personal story. And lastly, you want to stay until the very end because he shares valuable advices that you and I can use today as we progress through life. And if you guys found value in this video, like, subscribe. There's a lot of you watching the video, but you have not yet subscribed. So please go ahead, subscribe, like, and let's get in the video. Okay, Papa, thank you so much for joining us today. For those who do not know, today I have the pleasure with Qynton to interview my dad. And so many of you do not know, but when I was growing up, my dad he used to wake up at 5:30 every single day. And for me, I was surprised. Why would he do that? But what surprised me more is that he's been doing that for a very long time, right? I started doing that for about 3 months now, but he's been going hard for probably, 25 years, 30 years. Think you get to that. And so my first question for you about that is, what inspired you to actually start waking up that very early in the morning?
Yeah, what inspired me waking up early morning? So far I can remember that it was especially when I started my professional certificate. That's when it was so clear to me that I have to wake up early morning. So because my studies, I was doing self-study, and I was on full-time employment. So I had to wake up early morning to make up some reading time, and then I also make up a time in the evening so that I don't use the waking hours to do my professional certificate studies while it is not part of the working hours. However, I remember also when I was in college, I did accounting in college, but in high school I did education. So when I went to college, I was behind compared to my colleagues. So I had to catch up the basic knowledge which others studied in high school. So I was waking up early morning when others are sleeping, still to catch up so that I can be at the level of my colleagues. So you can see there are two events that push me really to be a morning person, just to catch up with my day's activities.
Right. So it seems to me that that behavior started very earlier on, right? And so, I mean, you've been going on that for a very long time now. Even when I was back a couple years ago, you were still doing that, and I was very much surprised. And so, how do you keep that discipline of continue doing that for many years?
It is because of the goal. Because looking at the time I have and what I need to accomplish in that day, I have to make a discipline to wake up early. So there is no choice. I had to choose whether to succeed in what I have to accomplish, or I reduce what I have to accomplish and go one side. So I choose to do both, my work and those extra job or responsibilities or the goal I had myself. So they just looking ahead, what I want to achieve. That was just the one that was pushing me to do it. But later on, maybe, which is also important, it came the idea of health. So that also is another element that came in to make me waking up early.
And I mean, these are all like great benefits that you were talking about. Would you say that this was something that you always had, like understanding the benefits of waking up early and being disciplined? Was the discipline that you something that you always had, or was it something that you had to be kind of forced into?
No, I was not really forced by anyone. No, I was not forced. I choose to do it.
Where would you say?
Also, sorry?
Oh no, I was just saying, where would you say that it came from then? The discipline, the choice to be disciplined.
Yeah, I choose to discipline myself because if I don't take those discipline measures, there is no way I could achieve what I wanted to achieve. And I remember, of course, that waking morning, just something clicked in my mind. I think something I had from earlier on in my childhood. I remember when I was in primary school, we were going to study a little bit far. We were walking around 5 kilometers every morning, walking another 5 kilometers back home, and we had to wake up early. Maybe that has contributed to strengthen that kind of discipline. My primary school, I was just studying far from my home, and we were walking. So I think that may be contributed to have that self-discipline and to wake up early easily.
Yeah, I can definitely relate with what you were talking about with achieving what you want to achieve, driving the discipline and the actions that you show. Would you say that you have like what did you truly like want to achieve? Was it like a multifaceted thing, or was it like one single goal that you wanted to achieve? And would you be comfortable with like giving us like an idea of what that goal was?
Yeah, it is, will I say, one goal? Yeah, when I was working, when I started working, especially in, by the way, all my life, I was going to say that I started when I was studying my professional courses, but even before, in fact, I want to do my work and accomplish it. Even before doing my professional certificate as an accountant, chartered accountant, I was a simple accountant, and I was in the office alone as an accountant, and the work I had to do, I had given myself a target to be finishing to prepare the financial statement, to release it to my supervisors, my boss, every 25th of each month. I was giving my report to my supervisor, donc the financial statement of the previous month. So, and I have agreed with my supervisor, please don't just monitor me on hours, office hours, because When I work during the office hours, pastors coming around, just attending to their questions. I don't work much. So when the pastors have gone in the evening or early morning before they come, then I was doing my work. And there was no way I could achieve that goal to release the financial statement timely without a strict discipline. So you see, it's not only to a specific goal or like a professional certificate, but a general objective is to reach my goal. I have to discipline whatever goal I take. I don't see it myself accomplishing it with too much relax. There's no way. So I have to discipline to reach what I want to attain, to reach my goal.
Yeah. Nice. So I remember one time I don't really know what happened, but then you have told me that growing up, you stopped watching soccer, right? Because you're very passionate about soccer. In fact, you used to play soccer in your early years. And so what prompted you to actually stop watching soccer? And how do you think getting away from that distraction probably helped you?
Yeah, I was a fan of soccer. I could walk alone just to go and watch a school soccer tournament. But at a certain point, it was taking much energy, effort, and look at the benefit I get from it. It wasn't worthy. Because it wasn't worthy pursuing, I told myself why to do it. Then I said no, it is not a priority. So from that, the interest just went off, and I end up not just once a while, but not investing time and energy in it anymore.
Yeah, so you mentioned about staying disciplined right earlier on, and also knowing that you wake up probably super early at 4:30, which for me is pretty impressive. Adding to that, the fact that you've been doing for so many years. And so could you a little bit tell us about how your schedule actually looks like? So once you wake up, what's your routine like?
Yeah, of course, with the time, my activity do change, and also even from one place to another place. All those are the factors that can make me change a little bit. When I was a full employee and a full professional certificate student, I have a schedule which I could respect seriously. That one was very tough to extend that my body has just adjusted to that timetable. It was amazing how the body can adjust to what you tell it to do. In those days, I was going to bed like 10:30 p.m. On the dot, I have to go to sleep. And then amazingly, just when I lay on the bed, 5 minutes later, deep asleep. And at 4:30, I will open the eyes, stand up, and go to my seat. Within less than 4 minutes, I am seated on the desk, start reading. So no those transitory time, no. And always when I go to sleep, I leave my books open, go to the table, continue where I stopped. in the night. So that was the schedule. But when I finish nowadays, it is more relaxed, more flexible than those time. And also now the other element which came in as I pass over 50, now more awareness of health kicked in. So now I have to spend my few minutes, like 20 minutes, maybe personal devotion in the morning before the family devotion. And also after devotion, few minutes, and I go to exercise, another like 20, 30 minutes every morning, except Saturday. Otherwise, I do that sport. And when I holiday that morning, I can extend to 1 hour. Just I walk like 7 kilometers. Holidays, other working days, I walk 3 kilometers just for health awareness. Those are the morning activities I do before going to work. So this in short, that's the schedule. And also, of course, because I move from place to place, when I visit a new environment, when I don't know the environment, I may not do that because I make sure where I walk, it is safe. And yeah, that's what I do every morning. That's how it looks my morning schedule.
Yeah, Mr. Furaha, you're talking about like walking 5 kilometers, walking 7 kilometers. That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's impressive. But it just shows the amount of drive that you had to take care of a business, you know? Now, last week we had a conversation with the good woman herself, Alexa. Shout out Alexa. And we talked about burnout. I know in my experience, I tend to overwork myself to a point where I hit the cusp of burnout all the time. For you, because I can't imagine with the level of, again, discipline, the level of work that you put in to get to where you want. Have you ever experienced burnout?
Yeah, it happens. It happens, and let me give it 2 or 3 circumstances. When I was studying, at times I study, especially when the exam is approaching. And at a certain time I feel, oh, I'm too so tired. And I tell my spirit that I have done what I could. And I never felt that I am well prepared for the exam. I always felt that there is something to learn. And amazingly, at times when I discuss with my colleagues, they will recite the book, they will talk about the chapters, subtitles, and they make a comment. I say, wow, I feel like I have not done anything. I feel like surely compared to these people, I will fail. And again, I said, I did what I can. So even at the eve of the exam, I sleep early and I wake up late just to relax with the mind saying, I have done what I can. So the rest, I don't have control over it. And I go to the exam relaxed. So that's kind of burnout because I study and not satisfied. What I do, I tell myself it's okay. I have done it, just relax. That's one on the studies area. On work, I can work a certain time. I feel like I read. I just spend more time on one sentence. Why I'm not understanding what I'm reading? Then I realize that I'm very tired. I'm burn out. I burn out. What I will do, 2 things. I say, God, it looks I'm not moving any longer. I'm trying to work hard, no moving. Burnout. I said, just relax. And when I feel tired like that, I take a break. Like in the afternoon, I can go do some physical things. If I have a garden, just go do a few things in the garden, or if not, I go and they go somebody's office, talk, very different things, just to relax. I would not, just I would break for afternoon, that day sleep early, and remember I would have talked to God. God, you know I have a lot to do, but I can't, I'm tired. Plus, taking a break, one afternoon, and then the next day I will realize that I will do fast, I work fast, I catch up. So when I'm burnt out, just I will take like a half day and approve the break. There is a consequence on that, because when there is a deadline, I have a supervisor, they may ask me, this deadline. And when I am burnt out, there is no option. I inform my supervisor, you know what, I feel very, very tired. Please give me 1 day extra or 2 days extra. That one will also keep my relationship with my supervisors. When they are aware that I'm burnt out, I need a break, so I don't hide it, so I have to inform my supervisors. Those are the ways I manage to get out of burnout.
Yeah, I was just kind of soaking in everything that you were saying. With the taking the breaks and then having certain activities to do to rejuvenate yourself, to have enough energy to go right back into it twice as good as you were doing before. Would you say that these methods that you mentioned, the rejuvenation methods, the taking a break, would you say that that's something that you always knew, or is that something that you had to learn from experiencing burnout?
I am not learning as such, but I feel the body is not responding, and it is time just to break. So there is no other ways to learn. I feel it in the body, so I listen to my body,
Quite
and
important.
I take a
It's
break.
quite important. Now go ahead, Sam. You're good.
Nice. And so, yeah, so might be the last question that I have. If you could go back 20 years, right? If you go back 20 years, or let's say if you, what would you do? Is there anything you feel like you would have done differently as it relates to just how you like waking up early, personal discipline, and all that?
I don't know which angle we are looking at. Going back in my time, or maybe if my age is reduced by 20 years, so that if I'm the one now, assuming now I'm in the early 60s, assuming now I am early 40s during this period, is that you mean just if I was given 20 years back, or if I go back in my 20 years?
If you go back in your 20s.
20 years back, I don't think I'll do differently, because I'm satisfied with what I did. You know, each one has to know himself. I don't see that I could do better than what I did, because what I did has rewarded me what I wanted to achieve. And gentlemen, I can say even what I achieved is even beyond what I could think I would achieve. I can say that in my goal is to do the best I could at that time, and that best I've been achieving it. So I'm telling you that is amazing. It's amazing for me because by achieving, I have been progressing in my career. When even I look back 20 years ago, what I was doing, even 30 years ago. I can give you an example which maybe the people at this age may not appreciate, or they don't, maybe many will not buy my approach. My approach was do the best where I am. Now, do best. So that I don't want to be blamed of not doing my best. I can be blamed of not achieving the expectation of my supervisor, but I would have done what I could. So if I have not achieved some aspect of my supervisor, it means then maybe my capacity or my energy may not be at the par of the expectation. But my goal was always do the best at that time. And because I was doing my best, my supervisors were just, they say, oh, can we give you this responsibility? I say, sure. Do you think I'll do it? Say, yes, just give me a try. So they give me a try. I did my best. Next time, okay, do you want to, we are thinking we can give you this responsibility. Of course, it was higher responsibility. So because I have been doing my best I can at that time, that's why I've been progressing. And amazing, I have been just stepping in the shoes of my supervisors. So that's how it is. I did what I could. I don't think if I have given a chance, maybe I will do the same, because maybe with the new technology, with the new development, of course, I will adjust to new environment.
Sorry, I have one last question. So, what is something people in their 20s should actually focus on as it relates to that career, personal development? What is one thing they should focus on when they're in their 20s?
The Bible says, whatever you have to do, do it with all your might. That is a good advice from the Bible. And when I do what I can, if I achieve it or not, I should be satisfied that I have done my best. But it will be unfortunate if I don't do my best, to the extent that by not achieving what I intend to achieve is due to laziness. That will not be very good. But I believe by doing the best, putting also God at first, because you can plan something, but if you fall sick, if you have around you disturbances around you, you not achieve. You have to have a quietness of mind. So that quietness of mind is very important. That's why my family has been very, very supportive. My family has been very supportive. When I ask them, please, I'm doing this one, and they will cooperate. That one, you see, is very important. So don't be lazy and then give excuse. No, do your best. God at your side. Talk to people around you. So that you don't force yourself to them. Even I have to discuss with my wife. Here is the plan. So if I do this, we may move forward. If I don't make it, maybe we'll be back, always we'll be stagnant. So we cooperate, we talk. So that's one, number one. Number two, with that satisfaction, knowing what you want, and knowing that you may have limitations, this can prevent the sickness of the sanctuary, this century, where you see people, they want to achieve plenty things beyond their capacity. When they don't achieve it, they are depressed. No, I don't like that one. I will avoid as maximum as possible to be in a depression situation. Just accept what is happening. And that's why it has made me really accept moving. And also that discipline, when you have done hard, you have done what you have to do, and it didn't work up to a higher level you wish, be satisfied that you have done it, you have done your part. And then if you are limited, everyone is limited, you can't achieve whatever you want to achieve. If you achieve maybe 60%, that's what you can. So if you don't accept what you have achieved, then somebody can feel discouraged. But discouragement and burnout are different. So if you burn out, you take a pause, you rejuvenate yourself, then you move forward, it goes very well. So that's what I would say to new generation. Discipline, know yourself, and be happy with what you achieved. You have achieved the maximum you can. You did not fail because of laziness.
Man, it's my father's favorite verse right there. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. It's a beautiful verse. But yeah, Mr. Furaha, I can't thank you enough for, providing your time to come here today. I know that you are a busy man, so any morsels of time that myself and the good son Sam right here can take, we truly appreciate it. But for the other listeners of the 1%, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, which don't know why you wouldn't, but drop a like to the video. And yeah, we will catch you guys come next week. We have not missed a week yet. We're not going to miss next week either. So we're going to come strong and take care.